Welcome to Graphic Policy. I'm right in my hands. This is Space Chasers, a pretty entertaining graphic novel. It is written by Leland Melvin and Joe Caramagna, art by Alison Acton. Alright, so I grew up in the 80s, and for those who grew up in the 80s, there was a movie called Space Camp. It had a whole bunch of people who wound up, who were pretty famous. I don't know if remember if they were famous at the times, but, famous coming out of the 80s. And the basic story was a bunch of kids that went to space camp, thing you could do, really popular back then, and they wind up going on like a simulated shuttle ride, except one kid has like a friend that's a robot, and the robot makes the shuttle ride like a real thing and sends them off into space. That's the story of Space Camp. That's also basically the story of Space Chasers. So the gist of this is that NASA decides to have a program that a bunch of kids that will go up to a space station and do a bunch of experiments and then come back. Very simple. Just kind of like at space camp, some of the kids go up and get stuck up there by themselves, and they have to figure out how to get back home. It's an entertaining graphic novel, and I think kids who like space, like the idea of being an astronaut, any of that sort of thing, they're going to really like it. I think it really will maybe motivate some who are interested in going to space and exploring astronomy and astrophysics or whatever. They might really dig this. Adults will sit there and you'll be amused. It's entertaining, it's fun. Honestly, it really kind of reminded me of Space Camp. That's not a negative thing. Space Camp has a bit of nostalgia for me. But I think this one is really geared towards kids. It doesn't dive too heavily into the science of it all, but it takes you through some of the training, the vomit comet, stuff you need to do to simulate weightlessness and tasks they need to do, whatever the thing that flips you around and gets you to go in all sorts of directions. There's a lot of that. It doesn't go into lots of details on maybe the physical stuff, but there's training, so it gives you I think the big picture as to some of the stuff it takes to be an astronaut and go to space. Definitely the physical aspects of it, and then when the kids are in space, the thing I do like is that there is a lot of problem solving that's shown, and some of the problems are, I don't know if realistic is the right word to go with, but they at least pass entertainment muster, if that makes sense. It's stuff that you can sit there and be like, okay, I can go with this. It has kind of, I'll say, the average Joe understanding of stuff in space. And again, it's not a bad thing, because I don't think this is necessarily geared towards people who are die-hard space fanatics. I'm sure there's stuff in here that is very accurate, and I'm sure there's stuff in here that's not accurate at all. But I think for the average person, there's enough in here that it passes the smell tests, and kids definitely, I think, will sit there and be like, cool. So yeah, it's one, if you ever dreamed of going into space, pick it up. It's entertaining, it's cute, very altruistic, we can do it, rah-rah. But, sometimes you kind of need that, and sometimes you kind of just need the excitement of going up and experiencing these sort of things, and, just appreciating it. So, yeah, I think the art is good. There's, it's a cute style to it. The characters, reactions, I think, are really good. There's one girl who's uber excited. There's others who, are kind of nervous about things, and it's I think a solid, entertaining read for kids, and hopefully would get them excited in STEAM and science and all that stuff. So check it out. It's entertaining. Out now. You can go get it. Go hit up your local comic shop. We got a link beneath this video. Put in your zip code. It'll tell the comic shops near you. No shop, no problem. We have some links where you can purchase your own. There'll be affiliate links, so we do get a small percentage. By doing that, you help support our site, so thank you for that. And speaking of support, I want to thank for a second for goes up with the review copy. If you are into comics, check us out every day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, Threads, Blue Sky, all that stuff, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.